If your Christmas present isn't at the store, it's somewhere out there. I don't know if you can see it. It's as far as I can zoom in with this little camera. But there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I see 8 cargo ships right out there between Newport and Huntington Beach. There's nearly 100 now at the LA Long Beach port. But that's where all of your Christmas presents are at. That's where all of our goods are at, coming in from other countries, right there. Again, I don't know if you can really see that very well, but that's where it's all at, ladies and gentlemen. All coming in by containers, and those ships will leave, taking back empty containers to reload and come right back. Nearly 100 ships out there today, and there's about 6, 7, 8 of them right there. It's an absolutely stunning day here in Newport Beach, California. It's Wednesday, December 8th, 2021. So we're down here taking care of some business, running some errands, and while we're down here, I wanted to shoot a quick video and just touch base with everybody out there. Markets across the board this morning seem pretty flat, but there's some interesting articles that I was reading on my way down here, and I want to share with everybody. And it's this job resignation, the Great Resignation, as it's titled on CNBC this morning. In October, the month of October, 4.2 million people quit their jobs. The month of September, 4.4 million people quit their jobs. Think about that. In 2 months, 8.6 million people quit their jobs. And the question is, where are they all going? We're told that they're going to better jobs, higher paying jobs. But we have 11.03 million job openings. So not everybody is going to a better job. Not everybody's going to a better paying job. A lot of people are quitting and going nowhere. So we have a record, near record number of job openings, 11.03 million. And we are continuing to see a record amount of people quit their jobs. Now tomorrow, we're going to get the first time jobless claims for last week, and those are expected to come in around 220,000. So we have over 4 million people a month now resigning from their jobs, and we're losing over 200,000 people to jobless claims. So that's a million a month right there, 4 million a month with people quitting. Where are they going? How are they paying their bills, ladies and gentlemen? Please comment down below. Let me know your thoughts, because I have no idea where everybody is going. I have no idea how people are paying the bills, but it is a beautiful day here in Newport Beach. I was reading an article earlier today in the Washington Post, and what's really fascinating is where some of these resignations are taking place. You look at food accommodations. 6% of people in the food industry have quit. Retail, 4% of people in retail have quit their jobs. And recreation, if you're in the recreation business, nearly 4% of people in the recreation sector have quit their jobs. So again, this is just mind-blowing when you look at these numbers and you look at the data, how many people are quitting their jobs, and you ask yourself, where are they all going? It's just, these numbers are stunning. And how long can we go on as an economy where people just continue to quit their jobs, or they're losing their jobs, as we're going to see another 200,000+ people filing first-time jobless claims. We'll get those numbers tomorrow, but those jobless claims have been filed last week, and we'll get that data tomorrow, but it's going to be over 200,000, probably 220,000. So again, that's a million people losing their jobs a month. But the interesting thing is, they're telling us that unemployment now is 4.2% here in the United States. Do you believe that number? Is unemployment really 4.2% in the United States? I highly doubt that. Let me know your thoughts on that. What do you think the real unemployment numbers are here in the United States? I think that they're hovering around 20%. Some people will probably disagree and say it's even more, but I'm going to be conservative and say the number's probably around 20%. And I mean, that is going back to Great Depression type data right there. I mean, that's a scary number to think that if we're anywhere near 20% unemployment with this economy collapsing every day, scary thought, ladies and gentlemen, scary thought. I don't know how we're gonna get out of this mess, but it seems like it just continues to get worse on a daily basis. So, you know, it's good to get out, take a walk at the beach, enjoy the weather, and just kind of diffuse a little bit. But I'm gonna tell you, at the end of the day, these problems aren't going away no matter how much you hope they are, no matter how much you wanna walk at the beach, no matter how much you wanna believe it's just gonna disappear. These problems are gonna get worse. And I make these videos so that you understand that, so that you continue to prepare and realize that you're not the only one thinking this. You're not the only one out there preparing. You're not the only one out there that sees the devastation that's taking place with this economy. Like, I'm here in Newport Beach. I've never seen so many vacant stores here. As we're coming down on Newport Boulevard, cutting through Costa Mesa, I could not believe how many stores were closed, how many for lease signs and for sale signs I saw driving down Newport Boulevard going through Costa Mesa. And as we hit Newport Beach, not that it's very prevalent as it is in many other towns. It's not like every other building here is boarded up, not the case. But I can tell you, being somebody who's spent a lot of time here in Newport Beach in my younger years, I've never seen so many vacant stores in Newport Beach or Costa Mesa in my lifetime. Just not normal, not normal. Not as bad as some areas, certainly not, but it's never been this bad in my experience in these cities. And these are wealthy areas, ladies and gentlemen, and if it can happen here, it's more than likely happening where you're at, or it's going to happen where you're at. I want to share this article that I was reading earlier today coming from The Hedge, and it's titled, Amex CFO Sees Robust Holiday Season Despite the Health Scare. And it says here, credit card wielding consumers, U.S. economy's main driver, may show up in force this holiday season. American Express CFO Jeff Campbell says, although Black Friday was dismal, Cyber Monday dismal, they are hoping and praying for a miracle. They are praying that the average American, the average consumer, is going to pull out those credit cards, pull out those personal loans, pull out those buy now, pay later services, even use the equity in their homes to go out there and splurge for the holidays. And he may be right. Maybe the average American will do that. We will see record-breaking numbers this season. I can't see how that's even possible. I will lose more hope in humanity if people absolutely go out and do that. Anybody now who doesn't have the money, who is out there spending money they don't have, you really are going to get what you deserve. You really are. I have no pity for people now who are spending money they don't have just because it's a holiday. Remember, 35 million people who used credit cards last holiday season still haven't paid off that debt, and yet people are going to be back out spending this year. People don't learn their lessons, and as we head into what we are heading to, this is going to be an epic financial storm, ladies and gentlemen. This is not the time you want to be running up credit cards. We're already seeing signs that people are maxing out, and you got to ask yourself, what happens if you have an emergency and you don't have a credit card available, you don't have a cash put away, a cash reserve put away? What are you going to fall back on? What are you going to do? What do these people do when they're absolutely tapped out of cash, checking accounts emptied out, and their credit cards now maxed out? What do they do? It's going to be scary. But we're heading in that direction, and we're going to see all this unfold, ladies and gentlemen. So don't put yourself in this situation. Right now, I believe, and I don't give financial advice. Let me be clear. I don't give financial advice. I'm sharing with all of you what I'm doing, what many of my friends are doing. People that I know and myself are hunkering down. We're not purchasing big ticket items. We're not splurging. We're just going to sit back and keep our powder dry and see what happens here and let this thing play out. But again, as I come to you from the beautiful beaches here in Newport, You know, it's really concerning, ladies and gentlemen, really, really concerning, especially when I'm down here. It's a different feeling than it was a few years ago. I can tell you that. And remember, this whole thing just didn't begin a year or two ago. This is decades of money printing. This is decades of a country spending money it doesn't have. This is quantitative easing. This is 0% interest rates. This is corporate buybacks. This is pure manipulation and criminality that's taken place for decades. And now the masses will pay the price for this. It's going to be the 1% that has run these markets to the moon. The 1% that caused a massive housing bubble as institutional money came into the real estate market and caused a feeding frenzy. And it's going to be the 99% that are going to pay the price. Wolfstreet.com. Biggest mess I've ever seen. Used vehicle wholesale prices spiked to ridiculousness. This was a very interesting article because we are watching these feeding frenzies across the board in housing, in automobiles, in stocks. It's really, really ridiculous. Car and truck prices at auctions jumped another 3.9% in November from October. That's 44% higher than last November of 2020, 67% higher than November of 2019. We can all agree that there's shortages, there's bottlenecks, but there's also this thing with the buying behavior that we're seeing with the average American. You know, if you have a car right now that is in good running condition, it's a year, 2, 3, 4, 5 years, whatever, it doesn't have a million miles on it, it's been reliable, it's in good running condition, why would you get rid of that car to buy a new overpriced vehicle when you know that you're buying at the very, very top of the auto market? And so I don't understand why people just don't hang on to something for another year or two. This is going to blow over, ladies and gentlemen. There's no doubt about it. The auto prices will come down at some point, just like housing is going to come down, just like the stock market's going to come down. It's all going to come down. But there's this frenzy now where everybody has to have something new, and consumers are willing to pay whatever it is at these auto dealers, and these auto dealers know that you will pay whatever to have a brand new automobile, because that 2, 3, 4, 5-year-old automobile, that's not going to cut it. You need a new one, and they will charge you whatever, and the average typical consumer now is paying whatever it takes to get a brand new car when they already have a reliable car. So again, we're seeing this frenzy, just like the one we're seeing in real estate, just like the one that we're seeing in the stock market, the one that we're seeing in cryptos, this fear of missing out. And we're going to continue to see this, I think now for probably a couple more months. Who knows? It could be another year. I don't know. I don't have a crystal ball, but people always want newer and better. And they're willing to pay whatever the price is for it, usually in the form of financing or a credit card, some type of payment, right? But look, I don't know how much longer this whole bubble will continue to inflate. The bubble in housing, automobiles, stocks, who knows? But what we all know is it will come to an end at some point. And when it does, the cars are going to be piled up and they're going to be discounted. Houses will be piled up. They will be discounted. Stocks will be on sale. And people will be like, I can't believe it. I can't believe all this stuff, how cheap it is now, when just a year or two ago, it was this much or that much. And people they don't realize that all bubbles burst. All bubbles pop, and this bubble and that bubble and that bubble will be no different. They're all going to be pricked. They're all going to pop. And all this stuff, housing, auto, stocks, etc., at some point is all going to be on sale. I'm going to share another article with you. Coinbase customers demand refund over Gwen stablecoin glitch. Outraged customers of Coinbase say the company has locked them out of their accounts after technical reasons forced it to halt trading Gwen, GWEN, last month. Customers say they can't get answers from Coinbase. So what if you needed to get your cash out of Gwen today in order to make a payment, whatever the case may be? You wanted your money right now. You needed to do a transaction. You needed to sell your Gwen. You needed to cash out. You could not do it. When your money, ladies and gentlemen, is on a computer screen, when you have multiple counterparty risk, if you do not hold it, you do not own it. And this is just another prime example when we talk about if you don't hold it, you don't own it. People have money. They think they're rich because they have money on a screen. But what happens when there's a technical error? What if there's a glitch? Power goes down. Whatever the case may be, if you cannot physically access your money, that's a risk. And I'm not telling everybody to pull all their money out of the bank. I'm not saying to sell all your stocks or to sell all your cryptos. But what I am saying is you need to be diversified enough that you have money and assets in a physical, safe physical location or multiple locations that you can get to in a time of emergency. And if you had an emergency and you needed to cash out your Gwen here, your GYEN crypto, this penny stock basically, if you needed to cash it out, you're not going to be able to do it. And I do believe we're going to head to a time where when things really do begin to accelerate and crash, it's going to be very, very hard to get your money out of the system. It's going to be hard to get your money maybe out of your 401k, a money market, maybe in some other institutional type account. It could be very, very difficult to get it out. It may take a week, 2 weeks. Maybe it'll take a month. You don't know. But you do know if you hold it, you own it, and you can get to it anytime you want. This leads me to my last story. This Amazon issue that we saw yesterday. Smart homes. Thousands of people who have smart homes learned a very, very valuable lesson yesterday that maybe their home wasn't that smart. Their refrigerators didn't work. Doorbells didn't work. Many people couldn't even open the app to unlock the doors to get into their homes. People couldn't turn on their Christmas lights. Smart light bulbs stopped working, etc. This is a problem, and it's a bigger problem the more people rely on computers and technology to run their lives. And we've become very, very dependent, overly dependent on the internet and computers in particular, because when they don't work, then people basically can't function. They can't access their money. They can't even get into their house. People can't even get into their Tesla at this point. So as I leave you today, don't keep all your money in one place. Don't keep it all in one bank. I'm not telling you to cash all your money out. I have money in the bank, but I have enough money in the bank just to pay the bills. But if you're sitting on a lot of money and you don't have a safe place to put it, at least put it in multiple banks. Research the banks that you're putting your money in, spread it around, keep it in multiple banks. But better yet, if you have multiple locations that are safe, that you have access to, that are not in the system, I think that's even safer than a bank. That's my opinion. I don't give financial advice. That's my opinion. But I have my money and my assets in multiple safe locations, not sitting in a bank, not sitting in a private vault. They're sitting in my private vaults in multiple locations. And I think that to me is the safest place you can put your money, your cash, your assets, in my opinion. But again, when the system has a glitch, when the system isn't working, what do? How do you get your money? How do you function? So think about that, because I think we're going to see more glitches down the road. And I think that is very, very possible. Just like when we saw an electronic run on money back in 2008, when everybody is flooding the system, the system shuts down. And when things crash, that's when you need your money and your assets the most. And that's going to be the time that people find out that they can't access them, or that their money and their assets just disappear into thin air. Then you've got real trouble. Big, big trouble. I'm going to leave it there today. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. God bless you all. Thanks for watching. Share this video. Make sure you subscribe. And I look forward to talking with all of you very, very soon.